afternoon. Today is Saturday, June 28th, 2025. It is 2:25 p.m. And I am in the car with someone who is aware that if they speak, this is going on Facebook.
Hi.
You don't have to speak. I'm so tired of having to abandon recordings because someone else said something because they forgot they were being recorded.
I'm fine with you.
Because I'm gonna talk about the police.
Fuck the police. NWA, motherfucker.
Dear Weymouth Police Department. Happy Pride. To my knowledge, I have not committed any crimes today.
We're doing good.
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna
you.
die laughing or asleep.
I'm with you.
If my experience at South Bay Correctional Institute, not mental facilities. I worked for a company called South Bay. If my experience at South Bay Correctional Institution was any indication, I'm not going to stop being a nuisance. I'm not going to stop being a nuisance to the police.
Especially if it's therapeutic.
Because I know everything I did while I was in jail. I know, that's the thing. I'm conscious. I know what I do.
It is what it is.
And I can tell the difference between when someone is laughing genuinely and when they are humoring me. I'm not going to say his name, but I know how it's spelled. That's how that's how fucking familiar I am with the cop.
That shall not be mentioned by name. But we may spell it later.
There's a really good chance my last words are either going to be, no, stop, I'll suck your dick. Or a safe word. I'm a really big fan of double entendres. And just making minor lyrical edits to things from fun. I invited police officers to come watch me do the stand-up set where I said I wanted to sexually assault a police officer.
But I'm sure they understood it was, a comedy skit. You were only
That's
half
the thing.
kidding.
I'm a bad guy.
And my view of the world is fuck them if they can't take a joke.
A bad guy is like, you're both dumb and wrong. Like, both sides are just dumb and wrong. And I'm tired of trying to fight all you fucking giants. So I'm just gonna try and make you pee your pants instead. Have you ever made someone laugh so hard they actually just pissed themselves?
Maybe, but they might not have admitted it. Try not to pee yourself. I might need you to come in the store with me.
As a comedian, it's really gratifying to watch someone pee their pants laughing.
All right, from that perspective, I totally understand.
I'm certain I've not made a cop pee his pants yet. I've made
Give it time.
several of them blush though. And because I know how to make a person laugh. Thank you for allowing me to have my own emotions in front of you.
You have a God-given right to be an emotional human because we are emotional creatures. We have a span of emotions, and nobody should be trying to control any of them.
I think I'm gonna reread 1984 from a Okay, there's too many objects.
Turn off your wipers.
Thank you. That's also a distraction. Fuck. Now I forget what the sentence was.
1984. You
Right.
want to
Thank you.
reread it?
See, this is why I need to talk to a human. You can remember what I just said.
Sometimes.
I
My
record
ADHD
it
isn't
so
too bad.
I record it so that I can go back and listen to me and think about it again later
It makes
from a
perfect sense.
different perspective. Those were the words I was looking for.
Like, yeah,
I
a different
like
set of eyes than the moment you're living in right now.
yeah. So how many languages do you speak fluently?
One.
Just the English, right?
Just English. I barely know a tiny bit of Spanish.
Do you know? Okay, so you know a little bit of Spanish.
I know mita, siéntate.
Okay,
Like
and you
from the
actually know
kids
what that
around my
means. I
neighborhood.
can tell you know
Yeah,
what that means.
look, come sit down. You know, that's yeah.
Have you ever heard the words voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
It sounds like it's from a song.
It is.
I know.
It's from a very popular song that I cannot remember the name of.
But yeah, it's an older song. I grew up on oldies. I listened to things from every generation. So yeah, I'm not even a hater on country, just some of the newer stuff.
I'm actually genuinely enjoying country music.
I like
now.
a lot of different genres. I just the only thing I don't enjoy unless it's live is blues and jazz. But if it's live, I can listen to any musician play any instrument at all because I'm just enthralled by the fact that it's a real human being right in front of me doing a talented thing. You know, like that just pulls me in.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I was blown away and wanted to keep going back to the pier, the main pier at San Francisco, that you look out at Alcatraz, where all those like sea dogs kind of commune and stuff. They had the steel drum players while I was there, and they were so incredibly awesome. I didn't want to leave, except I was a smoker. And there was no other smokers anywhere around, and people just kept giving you the dirtiest looks if you asked. Like, obviously, we're not smokers. This is California. Get with the times, you know. And this was back in the early 2000s, so
there was a lot of that in Cali. Yeah.
Yeah.
I flicked a cigarette out my window in Cali when I first got there. Like within the first month that I was there, I just that's whatever. I just
yeah, they don't make those things to like degrade though.
I know that. I know it's bad. A teenager walked up to me. I saw him pick it up. I was just like, nope. I just rolled my window up. It was like, that's coming back in my car. He came back. He couldn't throw it through my window. He placed it very nicely on the side of my. He brought me my trash bag, and I was like,
sweet.
no,
Thank
like
you.
the fact that it was a teenager that did it. I pick up other people's cigarette butts now when I want to pray.
But it's because of all of the propaganda that is fed to them in school. And this is how we want this generation to end up. So this is how we're going to raise them because we're doing all of the real raising of the children, not the actual parents. They're too busy working, two parents in one household just to make ends meet from month to month. Even if you're higher, you know, middle class, you're still living month to month a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Well, that's the thing is that like statistically, like according to the numbers that other people have investigated and enough different sources, I trust that it's probably true. Supposedly most like the average American is like 3 missed paychecks away from homeless within like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. And that's if they have a favorable judge and state.
Yeah.
It depends on laws state to state, because they can be tremendously different. It's like we live in, the what do you call it? The European area, because it's, some of our states are bigger than some of their countries.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's just as diverse, and it's just as separatedly different, from state to state, as far as, the percentages of one, ethnicity to another, and who's the actual minority here, and like, you know
Yeah. I see, that's the thing is that, like, I wish that I had been able to do more with your housing situation. It's just like the culmination of everything that
it
happened at that
wasn't your
time,
fault.
because like the me okay, because like, honest to God, me showing up in the courtroom, like, I know you would not acknowledge that it had an effect. The fact that I
It
was
did.
there
Yeah, no,
sitting
no.
with you in the courtroom.
I did acknowledge it did have a total effect, just like I made Robert come with me to the hospital for my most recent surgery. But do you know that if my neurosurgeon hadn't have effed up so badly my first operation of triple disc replacement and fused everything so that it was 100% symmetrical and straight like it should have been,
Hmm.
instead of L7 being slightly askew like a Milano cracker cookie, like that, I wouldn't have ever have stopped paying my landlord, because I wouldn't have had those horrible, health effects that I inevitably blamed on the environmental effects of living in a mold pit, rather than my recent, neck reconstruction with triple disc replacement and fusion. I had no clue. I was so naive. But I would still have a home if it weren't for this doctor's mistake. I'm calling a lawyer Monday. I got all the test results,
Hmm.
and I'm not healing as fast, 2 to 4 weeks, like he claimed I would from this. And I wasn't allowed to meet with the surgeon pre-surgery. Post-op is with a department, not with your actual surgeon. Like, what? It's never been like this before, and this is my third spinal surgery. Like, seriously? And yeah, I was allowed to ask a minute before I was under anesthesia what was actually being implanted in me. And my doctor just smiled, patted me on the shoulder, and said, "Everything's going to be fine," and walked away. I've asked a bunch of times since then. I've asked the PAs through the portal. I've asked people in the hospital. I kept asking for instructions on how are you allowed to, like, look around, stand, what are my restrictions? And they wouldn't give me any until I was leaving.
Hmm.
And then they're like, "Oh, and you shouldn't look far left or right." I'm like, "But I keep looking to the left constantly to talk to my nurse while I'm laying here flat on the gurney. Like, I've been asking for these instructions for days."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If they tell you don't look left or right, don't turn your head to talk
They
to them.
didn't tell me for over 48 hours after the surgery.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand
Yeah, I
that.
was in the hospital 2 nights. I had the surgery on Wednesday, and they considered that day zero. But the next day was day one,
Hmm.
when you're in astronomical pain and you're just really coming out of the anesthesia completely.
Hmm.
And then you're kicked out on day two. And as the doctors approach me in the morning, that they know I'm going home because physical therapy passed me the day before, they're like, "Oh, today's going to be the hardest day on you, as far as healing wise. It's going to be worse than any other day." I'm like, "Seriously? Yesterday wasn't the worst?" And they're like, "No, today will be the worst." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm going home on the worst day possible. Great. And then my instructions, even though I asked a day in advance, that everything be completely orally and at the same dosage and interval as I will be released from the hospital on, they still sent me home with discrepancies on the amounts and intervals I should be taking things at, as well as missing data. Ask your nurse, it said. under when your last dosage was of several medications. Ask my nurse after I've already gotten home and had time to look at the paperwork without such a horrible migraine and so much neck pain that I can't read.
Yeah. So that's like having worked in a medical industry, the mental health field. If you bill your medical insurance for it, I'm a medical professional,
Right. I
but
understand.
I just get irritated with
How fucked up the system is.
yeah. And now I'm getting distracted by that. I want to.
No, back.
What was I actually going to respond with?
How much police suck.
No, I was going to talk
Oh.
about the medical shit this time. You just talked a whole bunch about the medical stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
gotcha.
I had like that's the thing is that I had something I was going to say, and then
Give it a second. We'll come back to you.
what was the
Our
last?
ADD.
What was the very last part of what you were
ADHD.
saying?
Oh god, about them sending me home with the paperwork all messed
Yeah,
up.
okay, yeah.
But
That's the thing is that like having worked in the industry and all that, the paperwork is a mess for you, and it's a mess for us because of the insurance companies and their requirements, and like because a lot of it is human error, and a lot of it is like they should say the important things to you out loud in a language that you understand
right,
before you leave
layman's
any
terms.
hospital, any place that they've given you any kind of medical, emotional treatment, whatever. They should communicate to you in the language you understand
Hmm.
what your
Yeah, there
aftercare
was a person in
instructions
the
are.
next room that needed a translator. I totally get it. Yeah,
I absolutely can read in English, right?
yeah.
If I have needed medical care, no, I can't read. Like like that, and it's really frustrating. Like people will hand me things and I will look at the words on the page. They're absolutely in English.
And it's
I have no
ADHD,
idea what it
but
says.
it's dyslexia, ADHD, and all these other things that are going on in our heads. That yeah, the same thing happens to me all the time. The letters just scrambling around, and nothing standing still long enough that I can make sense of anything. I'll read entire chapters of books 5 times and still not comprehend that one first chapter. And I'm talking just a small chapter before it skips this tiny little space and goes on to like just one little, like 5, 6 sentences. And I can't comprehend. I can't, like, I hear myself reading the words, but nothing's making sense. So, yes, I completely understand.
A big thing that helps me that I've realized in recent years is reading out loud. Just reading out loud to myself is really
Oh.
helpful. But so this is okay. I had a bunch of things like fire off in my head at the same time because the police and the things and the things and the things and the things. So where do I
Mhm.
start with all of this fucking mess?
All over the place.
1994.
Yeah.
1994.
Okay.
Um, another
Oh,
tangential
we're
thought.
about 3 or 4. What?
Another tangential thought. That's the thing. I have a whole life, 45 years of life, right? That you know nothing about. And I will like say a thing casually to people just in general about my life because I talk like I'm just like if because if you haven't heard the story yet and I casually drop like one of the things that I say about a story that I have to tell, if you want to hear a fucked up story about someone else's life, you want to trade fucked up stories, you got a friend in me because I like
Hey, that came from a
telling.
song too.
That came from Toy Story.
I just
Um,
break into song all the
Oh,
time.
I didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't get to the point about the voulez-vous coucher avec moi either. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. That is probably I'm butchering it.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's
we all are.
French,
Uh-huh.
and it means "Do you want to go to bed with me?"
Well, doesn't every kind of song since like the 80s pretty much say almost the same thing?
If you
Like,
are a pervert,
oh, wait, no, wait.
you
Let's go
can
back to the
make
70s.
absolutely anything sexualized.
Well, I was a big fan of Meatloaf. Okay. And one of my favorite songs growing up was literally Paradise by Dashboard's Light. Yeah, but that's because you go to, karaoke's and people will request to do it all the time because it's such a love song, but
I
it's like
hate that
10
song.
minutes and so many seconds long.
I feel bad singing the Mariner's
Anybody
Revenge, and it's only
anybody who's
7 minutes
ever
long.
been to karaoke on a regular basis or ever, been like a karaoke runner of like DJ type thing absolutely hates that song. I knew it 100%, like I was able to link it like that because I've heard that excuse so many times from the DJs in charge of karaoke night.
There are some
that's
songs
that's just too long of a song. We don't do that song.
like I have such
American
an
Pie.
I have such an intense connection to the music and the lyrical content. Like my internal world is words. Like I hear words. The rare occasions that I see things because I can't visualize. I'm aphantasic. That's the word for that. I just like telling people the definitions for the fancy fucking words I learned. Going back to what we're saying about English. I wasted so much time learning all of these fancy archaic English words that nobody fucking uses.
Or cares about.
Yeah, like archaic. Nobody uses it's old. Nobody uses these fucking words anymore.
If you watch documentaries, though, it's coming back.
That's
It
the thing.
is.
Is
The problem is the content in the documentaries can often be very triggering in different ways to people like us with severe PTSD.
yeah.
So, like, I've done a lot of the doom scrolling on YouTube and ended up being sucked into this dark history show or that dark history show or whatever, like and different types of documentaries or information on the Diddy trial because that's the most relevant thing going on at the moment. I'll listen to like a short synopsis wrap up at the end of the day from the most quickest and to the point person that's not putting way too much emotion into it and you don't know is absolutely high on drugs. So like it's hard because I'll start something and then realize like part of the way into it, this is affecting my mental, stability negatively. I need to stop and I will just turn it the frick off right there and do something else, or I'll look for a movie that I know is less damaging to my mental health because I'm trying to prioritize my mental health now that I'm more aware in my mid 40s. It's awesome that we're so close in age.
It's yeah. So for my audience, because this is gonna go on my the clinician called Dylan page on Facebook. Um, do you want to identify yourself in any way at all?
I'm Tiara.
Okay. Um, so I've been like for years trying to put together like I want to do a podcast, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do all kinds of fucking things. Because I'm pretty sure
There's a market for that, and it would be helpful to people.
yes, I just don't like the way you phrased it. It's the market part.
Well, it's
I
not, it's because I have a business background. So I put it mentally, that word can mean several things,
Yeah, I know. That's
So
why
it's like,
I
yeah.
paused. So okay, here's the thing. I know a lot of words. I know a lot of words. I spent a ton of time as a child learning just words because no one seemed to understand anything I was fucking saying. I am a hyperverbal autistic person. I am the kind of autistic person who can talk to a nonverbal autistic person and help them effectively communicate their needs without like a lot of bullshit because I understand how to communicate with other fucking people.
Me too.
I figured out I'm autistic by working with
Differently.
autistic kids. Segregating autistic kids from allistic kids is damaging to all of us. And I can explain in clear, plain English Like, I can explain it. People won't listen because it takes too long to explain. Like, you have some idea of how complex the human psyche is, right?
Yeah.
I can explain it. Like, all of it.
We all have psychic abilities if we're willing to learn. We all have the ability to do serious meditations. We're able to access the what do they call it, the akashic, the records. We're all able to, tune into the universe, just like they figured out if one single animal, any animal in the wild, anywhere, on any continent, learned some new skill, like how to get, I don't know, a bunch of ants to come out of a hole by using a tool, and then they can eat those. For some reason, inherently, every single species, just like that one, forever, everywhere, will always have the same abilities because they're all that tuned into each other's species.
Yeah, there's a lot of different
Humans
theories.
are the same way if we're not programmed out of it.
Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of different theories on everything. There's just a lot of different theories on everything.
Right.
And there's so much overlap in a lot of the things because everything is a spectrum. Like, pretty much everything exists on some kind of spectrum. There's very few things in the world that are black and white.
Even my oldest daughter, Talia, told me at her wedding 2 years ago that her therapist has pretty much helped her to discover that she is at some point, on the spectrum somewhere at a higher, just very, very high functioning.
Yeah.
But, like my youngest has identified that. My middle child thinks that they're just bipolar. I don't know how any of this stuff works, but I'm definitely high anxiety, high depression, bad postpartum depression with my first daughter, but the ones I had later in life were fine. So,
Yeah.
but mental health is mental health. It's our health. We need to, just like we go see a doctor every 6 months to a year for blood tests and workup or a general physical, we need to be having a mental checkup just as often. That our minds are part of our bodies and our minds control our bodies. Supposedly, some people, if they focus enough, they can heal themselves of different ailments because they're just using the power of thought or positive energy, because it's all electrical energy impulses and whatnot. Like, there's so many theories out there, but a lot of people believe, whether it be, a placebo or not, if they believe they're better and they feel better, then let them be better.
Right, and that's the thing. Is it like, so we understand the placebo effect and how to harness it. Because like the thing is that, like, they've done studies where they told people they were getting a placebo and explained to them exactly what a placebo was. These people knew they were not getting real medicine. They knew they were getting a fake medicine, that they were being told this, and like it was one of those like weird studies where like they didn't do the whole double blind thing. It was, the point of it was to check. People responded as if they were receiving medicine because they just took a pill at all, because your body responds to muscle memory.
You gotta
Like,
have
that's my theory. I don't remember what they posited, if they had any theories as to why it was. My theory on that is muscle memory, because like
it's like the taking a drag off a cigarette or whatever,
yeah, it's
or
hang on. my face, I keep a very neutral face on purpose for a variety of reasons. Um, and it becomes second nature, and I'm deadpan a lot of the time. But sometimes it's a force of will that's masking. Um, I completely lost my train of thought.
Something about math. I don't know.
I haven't slept.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just laid awake all night long thinking about my son.
Where's he at?
He's in Cali. He's fine.
Oh. Is he using?
Sorry, I'm doing ethical considerations at the moment.
Okay.
It's difficult to talk meaningfully about my own life when I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell someone else's story.
I respect that. You have that right to say,
Yeah.
this
I'm not going to say anything about your
question or answer
situation, but
makes
your
yeah.
living situation, you understand.
Yeah.
There
I
are certain
totally
things that like I know I've said a lot of things on camera that were his personal business before, because our lives are so thoroughly intertwined. I cannot tell my life story if I don't I can't tell my life story without the baby I had at 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My 3 kids are a huge part of my story.
Yeah.
Big.
You know, like I just like, and I'm looking at it from like a lot of different perspectives, but the point of the clinician thing is I come from privilege. Like I'm a privileged black person who grew up in a white suburb. I Those are all the wrong word. I'm part of the solution that I'm part of the solution that I wanted to be part of the problem of. Like I it's difficult to explain a lot of things without saying a lot of things that I don't want to say over and over again. I recorded them. I posted confessions to serious crimes. Like, I keep giggling about how I haven't committed any crimes today. I posted confessions to serious crimes publicly on Facebook. I have been tagging police departments across the United States for the last several years in my Facebook posts because I am an insane person who doesn't want to be shot by the police. So, like,
At least you're willing to own up to and take responsibility for whatever.
I made a
Anybody
joke
wants.
to a cop today about throwing bricks at Pride. If they're gonna kill me, the last thing they're gonna hear is a joke about how horrible they are. I trust the Weymouth police not to shoot me. They know me by name. Like, I have conversations with their body cams instead of with their faces. Because I know that they review the footage. I want to be looking whoever's watching that footage in the eyes. If they have to go back and review, no, he actually got shot by the police.
It's not your story, it's not your ending, it's not what you need to keep focusing on.
You know, the
You're
whole
meant for better
bullshit of me
things.
being sent to jail Like, they started arresting me for disorderly conduct the first time I called 911 for a fucking ambulance.
Do you agree that you're in a bad place? You thought you could be a lawyer.
Do you think I couldn't?
No, I'm not saying you couldn't, but I'm saying that you were too unregulated to, not yell outside my door. Like, you were feeling pretty unregulated and you weren't.
Okay, so what does that have to do with? I just said I called for an ambulance for myself and got arrested. Like, why are you bringing up that I was unwell
I think
as if I
that
didn't know?
these assholes that were wrong for how they approached and took you into custody and held you against your will. Okay, I think that these assholes
Mm-hmm.
that they maybe just fucked up, but helped you along the path that you were meant to live to get you to where you're at right now and feeling like you can help others because you can, because you have such a unique perspective and ability to reach people on so many different levels
Mm-hmm.
from so many different backgrounds and different places. Because I believe, and this is what gets me through,
Mm-hmm.
is that the universe makes everything happen to me for some kind of reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the worst thing possible happened to me, the best thing I can do to help myself get through it is believe, hey, it didn't kill me, so it must have made me stronger. What did I learn from it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my takeaway. I
Okay.
try to just keep learning and moving forward and put the past behind me and perhaps block out as much as I can, but learn from, you know, the mistakes I've made or the mistakes others have fucking made to, make me so like look at where I'm at now. I'm learning all kinds of things about the medical field because I blindly trusted my neurosurgeon to do me the right way and to take care of me and to make me better.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, I've been made worse twice now. I can't even look up without getting a literal, it feels like something's poking me in the brain or a disc or something, but it's causing an immediate horrible migraine.
Yeah.
And this surgery was sold to me as it's going to fix all of your muscle issues. It's going to take your headaches away. It's going to fix this. It's going to protect this. And then they gave me something that literally sticks out of my back and goes down a straight line and is screwed into my bones rather than something that was supposed to leave me with the same range of motion as I had previously was what my doctor promised me, and I was going to be all better in 2 to 4 weeks. I'm at 10 days now. I feel like I'm on day 2 still.
It's still the same level of pain.
I'm still in horrible pain. That's why
Is
I
it
had to
still the
turn
same level
myself.
of horrible?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I had to turn myself literally sideways to look at you because I can't turn my head. And I should be able to turn my head.
Yeah.
They waited until I was being discharged from the hospital to tell me, hey, you shouldn't look left or right. Like, really? I've been doing this for days and
Yeah.
asking for instructions, begging for instructions. They were giving me the wrong dosage of my nerve painkiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking malpractice alone.
It's
Never mind everything else that they did to me. Horrible. The nurse kept lying and saying she called my doctor or she talked to the attending doctor and kept telling me, oh, your doctor's not coming in today. He's probably not, he's busy with other patients. I'm like, he told me yesterday he'd be back to see me today. Like, I believe my doctor will be back. And when he came back, she was quick to shadow him in and stick her head in the door the whole time he was at the foot of my bed talking to me. And as soon as I brought up the fact that I was denied a simple ibuprofen or naproxen to lower my inflammation, because the attending said anybody who has a fusion can't have an NSAID afterwards. And he said, you can definitely have. He looked at like, what, kind of look on his face, like, of course you can have an anti-inflammatory. And then the nurse spoke right up and said, oh, I didn't talk to the attending, I spoke to some staff member, and they said we usually don't give anything to somebody who's had any fusions.
So
The
they talked to the
nurse
wrong
made
person.
no, the nurse made up the whole story herself. She refused to talk to anybody. She refused to do her job as my nurse and get a hold of my doctor or an attending doctor. She was feeding me the wrong dosage. It wasn't until I came out of the massive amount of head, BS you're going through, between the intravenous meds they're giving you and anesthesia and everything, before they're handing me something orally and saying, okay, now take these. This is what I'm giving you. So much of this, so much of this. And I'm like, how much Neurontin? What? I, I, my gabapentin, the generic whatever of Neurontin, is supposed to be 1,200 milligrams 3 times a day, not 6.
Yeah.
You've got it in the computer wrong. Like, what? And that's when they finally, we made a mistake, and fix that. But seriously, I mean, it was one thing after another.
Yeah.
And I had to come through it. Like, I'm swollen. I literally was swollen out about maybe a half an inch away from where my skin should be, with just fluids about 2 inches, 3 inches out from the incision, and all through my neck and my shoulders. Like, everything was killing me. And they wouldn't give me a simple NSAID. And in my paperwork to discharge, it said patient may resume any NSAID, such as, ibuprofen, naproxen, or aspirin, right after surgery.
See, I had that come up recently. I was told years ago that because of my diverticulosis, I shouldn't take Tylenol. I should take ibuprofen and not Tylenol, because Tylenol can negatively affect your digestive system or something. Like, this is what a medical professional in my doctor's office told me. Okay, so I just was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll take ibuprofen instead of acetaminophen. I don't care. And then I was told by a different doctor that I shouldn't take ibuprofen because it would do something. It would fuck up one of my other organs. So don't take that anymore because of something else. Like, one of the medications I was taking, they're like, don't take. I'm like, okay, so like what? And it's like, I don't take pain medication anyway. Unless the pain is like absolutely unbearable, I just don't.
That's where I'm at, is unbearable pain. I have to take pain meds for it.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to take the pain meds, I'd be home eating my usual diet and shitting every single morning. But instead, I'm taking 5 medications, 5, just to counteract the side effect symptoms of the one painkiller. One painkiller requires me 2 anti-nausea meds and 3 laxatives and stool softeners that are doing nothing. Even though I'm taking Miralax twice as much as I'm supposed to take daily, because my doctor told me to.
Rage.
And I'm still eating
5 additional pills for one.
Yeah, for the symptoms of one pill. Because one pill stops me from
5 pills for the side effects of one.
Because I have to be on a fucking painkiller right now.
What is this painkiller?
Oxycodone. Straight oxycodone. Any type. I've been on 500 milligrams of naproxen forever, twice a day. I've been on it for years because the arthritis is so bad. that it takes away about 50% of my pain arthritically. I was diagnosed with arthritis in my hands in my 20s, my knee in my 20s.
Yeah, I think the arthritis diagnosis was in my 30s. The carpal tunnel diagnosis was in my 30s. The ulnar neuropathy, like I'm having sympathy pains listening to you. The ulnar
I
neuropathy,
understand. I'm
actually,
sorry. And same thing happens to me. I'm so sorry.
that is my function in the universe.
My hands aren't hurting right now.
Like, have I?
My hands are doing good because I'm taking my
It was definitely this
anti-inflammatory
wrist.
myself.
Have I shown you the little scar I have from where the universe tried to tear me apart
No.
in the
Is that
laundromat?
here?
Not that one, no.
Okay.
That happened in
Ow.
California.
It
I
looks
had a
like
time.
you
It was
might have
definitely this
something
wrist.
from pressing
No, okay.
against
So
your.
I'm trying to remember because it was I had a meltdown. I had a watch on this wrist. What are you doing?
I'm looking at what looks
Oh,
like
you're
it
looking at
might
my
be a
scars.
scar.
Yeah, there's a lot of scars on my arms. But I had one in particular. I'm pretty sure it was on this wrist. Huh. Okay.
Check the other one.
No, you see this scar?
Yep.
I had a nearly identical one that was much smaller right here. Um, that happened spontaneously. I was having a meltdown in the wash and dry. Someone was yelling at me, and it was a whole big thing. Like I could just like the electrical energy, and there was a storm going on, and like as an autistic person, like I'm sensitive to the electricity around. I had like a minor meltdown, flipped down, yelled a little bit, and slammed my fist down on one of the washers. Um, the watch band on my brand new watch just like exploded. And I ended up with like a scar on the opposite wrist. So it would have been that. Yeah, I couldn't. The thing is, it was on like the part of my wrist that's difficult for me to look at.
I think. Ow.
But
Ow.
it was shaped
I can't.
exactly
Might
like it
be
was that same. So these scars, some of them have faded, but I woke up in San Diego, and so like I want to express I was not doing drugs that should have made me pass out so hard that I didn't feel someone cut me. Okay, like I was only smoking pot and barely drinking, and I was a I was not, no, I'm not a light sleeper anymore. I can sleep through almost anything at this point. Um, but I woke up with unexplained wounds that were like, and it's like you can't really see them. The camera definitely won't be able to pick them up. But there's like one here, one here, one here. There was a line of that. There was and I did not do that to myself. That led up to. Do you see that little spot there?
barely.
Um,
Ow.
when after I spent 3 days in North Adams sleeping on the police station floor there for that was just a waste of fucking time. That was just a waste of my fucking time. Oh wait, no, I got laid twice. Got to swim in a lake. I had a great time. The the
The aftermath was you wish you hadn't have been there,
I
but you
wished
still
I
had.
hadn't wasted my goddamn time.
But you still lived through it,
Yep.
and
No,
you
and
must have
that was
learned
nope. That
something
was yet
from it.
another nope. That was yet another look at it from all of the good things that came out of it, and also I had some amazing experiences. I'm bitter. I am bitter about how much I helped them. But like I told them, the police were threatening them with legal action. They were threatening to file elder neglect and abuse charges and charge their mom with running a disorderly household if they didn't file a restraining order so they'd be able to arrest me for going home. Because, like, arresting me for disorderly conduct didn't fix that problem. I needed to go to a hospital and they re traumatized me by locking me in a fucking cage. I told them when that was why I was starting to get mad a little bit earlier. You asked me something that pissed me off, and then you said a whole bunch of stuff that I was like, okay, nope, that's not a problem. We understand each other.
I
You just don't know the whole story.
I used the word market.
No, that wasn't the. It
Oh,
was
no?
later than that.
Oh,
It was
okay.
no. It's and that's the thing is I stopped policing people's wording a long time ago and started looking for the synonym that will make the sentence work better so that I can just move on. Because I don't want to be marketable. I want to be likable. Like I don't want to think of it as selling myself all the time. Like I'm tired of monetizing everything. I'm sick of money, but I don't want to lose my train of thought again. That's the thing. I have so many goddamn thoughts.
We need
Let's get
thought
you to
recorder.
let's see how long
We
has this
need
been
a
going.
thought
This has been
recorder.
almost an hour.
No, where the fuck's Elon Musk to steal somebody's inventions right now of a thought recorder? I need something to record my fucking thoughts that can keep up with them so that I don't have to worry about remembering to write something down long enough to get to my pen and paper or my phone open and not be distracted by something else by opening up my phone. Like,
I've been struggling with this exact same problem for years, and I finally realized that the solution is wear the voice recorder around your neck on a lanyard. I've been struggling for years to figure out how do I want a voice recorder that has just one button that I don't have to think about it. I just pick it up and I push the button and I talk to the thing and the thing records me. Going through the phone is too fucking difficult when I'm having a meltdown, and when I'm having a meltdown is when I need to yell at something.
yeah, definitely.
What am I looking at?
I don't know. Tell me if you see any blood or pus coming out of anything. If everything looks like it's dried and old and getting better, because they're supposed to be falling off from 10 to 14 days. Feels like they're already starting to fall off, or something wasn't covered. Or keep trying to take
Some of them
pictures.
are coming up a little bit. So they're supposed to be falling off, right?
Yes.
Okay. So a couple of them are coming up a
What
little bit.
What about the wound itself? Does anything new look like it's coming out?
No,
It like hurts.
what little I can see, the scabs look healthy. But I can't see much through the bandages because there's dried blood on them.
Right.
But from what I can see of the scabs, it looks healthy. But is it okay if I touch like on the outside?
No, please.
Okay.
Go do whatever you need to do.
That I don't know if that I don't know what it felt like
numb.
before, but there's a lump.
Most of it's
No,
numb.
there's a lump here.
There's muscle issues with all of the muscles were cut in half to insert the rod.
Oh, it might be the rod.
Muscles in half. The rod is like just inside and sticking out where the incision is.
Okay, so the rod is the rod
it's
directly
on the
behind
outside of everything apparently, and it's sticking out.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
So like when you run your fingers across, like right here, you can feel.
Okay, so it's
a metal rod sticking out where my neck used to be.
Is the rod directly underneath the incision?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like if you put your fingers like side by side, you can feel where the rod is straight down. Like it's all pretty numb to touch.
Yeah. Okay, that's numb.
It's numb.
I thought it hurt.
I can't. It hurts in my muscles and my neck.
Oh, okay. This part is numb, and it's around it that hurts.
Up here.
Okay.
It hurts everywhere. It hurt before I agreed to the surgery that they said would make it all stop hurting.
Okay.
This right here, muscles moving around, tendons are all aggravated.
Okay. Can you?
Everything hurts.
Okay, Tiara, take a deep breath and try to relax your shoulders. Like, just relax as much as you can, okay?
I'm trying to relax as much as this is my arms completely relaxed.
It's the deep breathing is what's gonna relax you. Talking is gonna make you more upset.
This is as low as I can let I'm like pulling my shoulders down.
Okay, don't pull your shoulders down. Relax them. Let them relax. Yeah, just let your body go limp. Like, actually turn and sit back against the chair and let your body go limp for a minute. Okay, so take some slow deep breaths. Turn your back towards me a little bit. Does this hurt?
Some places, more so on my right.
Okay. Because you're like, that's the thing is I'm touching and you're just not complaining.
Over here it hurts the most, but it's numb more where you were touching downwards, so I couldn't feel it.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to like lightly feel your muscles to see where the tension is, because I don't want to do like a
fucking everywhere. That's what I asked my doctor to evaluate yesterday.
Okay. So the amount of pressure that I've been applying to the various points, did that hurt at all? Like, or more?
Not
Did
really.
it hurt more than the pain you were already in?
No, definitely not.
If you want, I can try to massage that out.
Right now
we gotta go, but like if
my son's
I gotta cut this off in a minute, but
by 4:30, so
okay.
I want to be there and back.
But if you want, I can try.
I would appreciate.
I'm not a licensed anything.
I asked my son if he would just take some classes and learn to be a masseuse. That it would be an excellent profession. He could work for himself. He could go to people's houses with his own folding table, and you know, he's like, I am not touching my mother, even your shoulders. And he wants to claim he's doing everything for me. I'm like, yeah, but you're not rubbing me where it hurts because you're not touching your mother.
That's a physical boundary he set.
I get it, and that's where he's at. But like, I still want a masseuse in my pocket, and I'm really butthurt about it. Ow.
Okay. If you want, I can try and work that out.
I keep doing it myself as best I can for the time being. It's just
you can't do that yourself because your arm.
I can't get. I know. I had somebody when I was in my 20s. I had like a knot right here sticking out real bad, and I was a little heavier, and it was killing me. He said, "Oh, I just learned how to get rid of that." And he had me cross my arms and kind of hug myself and lay down and take a deep breath and let it out. And he just pressed on it for several seconds, and it literally went away and stopped hurting and didn't come back for many months.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to replicate what he was able to do, and I've had no luck.
All right, so I like things to be an exact length of time, like an hour long exactly or whatever.
Yeah.
But I got fucking OCD and autism. I got
an hour at least.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes from where we need to go. Yeah. And wait, we're going to a grocery store.
We're just running in. I'm just grabbing some sugar.
No, that's perfect. I actually needed to buy groceries today.
A lot. Ow.
Not a
No, just a couple days worth of stuff.
Yeah, no, I can't buy more than a couple days worth. I don't have room in the fridge. I have more than a couple days worth of dry goods. I need I need milk. I need milk and butter and stuff like that.
Gotcha. No problem. I have an extra stick of butter. You should let me know. I need butter.
Honestly, whatever food you have in your apartment that you don't think you'll eat, I'll just take it. If that's what you want to throw me for the ride today, I will take absolutely anything that you're not going to eat.
Okay. Do you mind if I run back up after we get
Yeah,
back?
after. Okay.
I'm in a lot of freaking pain right now. I think it's getting close to taking something at 3:30. It's due. It might be I'm thinking it's the muscle relaxers because the muscles are getting extra tense. And this is taking it at 6 hours instead of 8 hours intervals. Like my discharge paperwork said I should suddenly stop taking it every 6 hours. I should start taking it every 8 hours.
Okay, pause. We have 10 seconds left, so the end of the message. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Yeah, I love me.